This is a place.
This is the place.
This is a place. We want to talk about. This is a place.
Thank you for listening to This is a Place podcast. My name is Brandon.
My name is Nate.
And we want to wish everyone happy One Hit Wonder Day.
Ooh, two things. I always, what's that show? That Thing You Do.
Okay.
That's a good show. You seen it? You never seen That Thing You Do with Tom Hanks? Ouch.
Wait a minute. With who else?
It has Liv Tyler. Is that her name?
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
Like she's the love interest or the girlfriend. And it has, I love Steve Zahn. He's hilarious in that.
Oh,
But it's good. It's about a one-hit wonder band. It's not a true story, but it feels like it should be. We just watched that the other day, but we watched that a ton back in the late 90s. That was like on repeat a lot. A lot of people's VHS players. It was playing quite a bit. But yeah, you should watch that movie for your one-hit wonder day. I think you would like it.
It's kind of a timepiece, or it's taking place in the
50s or
50s
50s or 60s. I can't remember.
Okay.
Um,
I've seen the cover, but I've never seen it.
yeah, 1964 is when it was supposed to take place. So yeah, watch that movie. That's your homework assignment number one.
Okay.
Since you made me watch this movie that we're talking about today. And then two, I've always thought it would be fun to have a band who only does covers of one-hit wonders.
I like it.
So, and you can make them original, make them yours, and then you'd be on the radio because people are like, "Oh, I love that song. I love this new version." And then you're a rock star. Pretty simple.
Do you have a favorite one hit wonder? Or should we go through what I won't do all 50,
Oh yeah.
but well, I'll have you guess actually what the number one hit wonder was. Can you venture guess who they say is the first number one hit wonder?
I'm gonna say, just because it's my son's favorite song, I'm gonna go with Aha. Take on Me.
That's not the one, but you're kind of on the right track.
80s then?
Yes.
80s one hit wonder. I don't know. The other one that comes to mind is Sweet Dreams, but they had more than one song. Somebody's Watching Me.
Mm-mm.
Come On, Eileen.
There you go.
Yeah, because that one knocked out one of Michael Jackson's songs to break a record or something like that.
That's
On the radio
crazy.
today. That's what it is.
Are one hit wonders kind of a thing of the past? I feel like you don't hear about one hit wonders anymore.
Like, what do you mean?
I don't know, with streaming and everything. Maybe there's still a thing. Maybe
There every once in a while there I think so. I think there's people who have like the girl who did that Friday song.
I disagree with you on that one.
Does she have another song?
Oh, Friday, yes. Sorry, I was thinking a different one. She's done other songs, but yeah, that's her song.
Yeah. Because you get people who put stuff up to YouTube and
That's not a hit. That thing's
well,
trash.
can you definitely something that was
It's
in
like
the
a
mainstream.
viral
That's really what
moment.
one hit wonder is, right? That was in the mainstream and everybody
Yeah.
knows it, but then they don't have anything else.
See, when I see it
Um,
on list all the time is Call Me Maybe. You know that one?
yeah, and she technically
But
did a
she does
couple
other
others.
stuff, and I really like her other music.
That's true, but nothing like peaked like that. And that's the way
That's
it is
fair.
for I think most bands, especially until what 20 years ago when MP3s came out. You would go buy a CD, and this is what I did. I went to Media Play every week. I had an addiction, and I bought 2 CDs a week. But you would end up listening to the whole doggone album, so you would find gems that you liked, but never hit the radio.
Yeah.
So even one band that was interesting, I just realized the other day, that's definitely a one-hit wonder, but they technically have two songs that everybody would recognize,
Mhm.
is the Proclaimers 500 miles.
Okay.
Like everybody in that 500 miles, but I didn't realize that song in Shrek is also them. The
Which one?
na 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 dun 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 dun. I'm on my way. Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
Proclaimers.
So
I'm
we've
like,
got
really? I
two.
didn't realize that till not too long ago.
Let's see what else is on this list. 99 Luft Balloons.
There you go. I think a lot of 80s are on
Criminal.
there.
I don't know Criminal.
Criminal. Oh, is that what's her name? Fiona. Wait, what's her name?
I don't know that song.
What's her
Fiona
what's her
Apple.
Fiona Apple, yep.
Yeah, yeah. Spirit in the Sky.
Spirit in the sky.
I'm just gonna go off the ones I know. Tainted
And
Love.
would you say Ice Ice Baby is really a one hit wonder for Vanilla Ice? He did have a few
It's
other
not even
songs.
his.
Well, it is his. The the music, what do you want to call it? The track isn't his.
Yeah.
Macarena was huge. That's one
Macarena is
hit
probably
wonder.
a good one hit
And
wonder.
then same with Soft Cell with Tainted Love. They have the other one that they always mix together on with Tainted Love on the radio.
Hmm. The Promise.
Oh, I love that song.
Me too.
That's one of my favorites from the 80s. Who Let the Dogs Out?
Do you know Shake It by Metro Station?
Maybe.
Shake, 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 shake it.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't that somebody's brother or
Yeah,
something?
Miley Cyrus's brother is in that
Hmm.
band.
She's
Kiss
she's
Me.
Kiss. Oh, and then Lisa Loeb, her Stay or whatever was huge.
Marty Sharona's on here, like
Baby
you
Got Back,
mentioned.
Strip Miss a lot.
Tub Thumping.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
Sometimes
see,
you do get knocked down.
somebody that I used to know.
Unbelievable by EMF.
Somebody that I used to know is probably the most recent one that is definitely a one hit wonder. They did that
Hmm.
song and they just dipped.
I
See,
think
this
he's
one's bad.
tried.
They've got the middle on here by Jimmy World.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
But that's also, I would say, that's
Reach the
also
mainstream
my
for sure.
point. That's my point is that if you ended up buying their CD or their album and you listen to it, you love like a lot of their stuff, but a lot of it didn't really hit the billboard or the radio.
Yeah. And maybe it's one hit wonder. Maybe that's what qualifies it if how much in the mainstream it is and then how much it's not after the fact. Like if you have your moment in the sun with that song and maybe you go on and you've got your niche audience. Like I know recent Jimmy Eat World songs, right? But that one is their
Well, here's
most
one.
famous.
Nice seeing his songs quite a bit. His name's OMC. You're probably too young.
Mm-mm.
How bizarre.
How bizarre. How
So that was
bizarre.
an album I listened to a lot just because I had to. I was just in the car. So
Uh-huh.
he has a lot of he has like three or four songs on the album that I kind of enjoyed, but none of them ever hit the radio.
Whip It,
Funky Town, Whip It. Yep.
Barbie Girl. Mambo number five.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
He just died not too long ago.
What's that?
The Mambo number five guy,
Oh, really?
Lou Bega. Pretty sure
Four
he
Non
died.
Blondes. That's huge. What's up? And that's kind of even made a little bit of a comeback over the years. Whoop, there it is.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I killed Lou Bega. He's still alive. He's not dead.
Kung Fu Fighting.
Why did I think he died? Huh.
Ooh, Putting on the Ritz. That's a
Ooh, that's a
fun
good
one.
one.
Yeah, anyways,
That's a fun one hit wonders.
I really could probably, that's probably a good playlist right there. That'd be fun just to listen to the top 100 one hit wonders.
When you are ready to pull a trigger on it, let's start a one hit wonder cover band.
I mean, yeah, that's 100 songs right there. So do we have to say like copyrighted or something like that so no one steals our idea?
Let's cover.
Because is it
Oh,
weird like how sometimes we
yeah.
bring up an idea on the podcast and then all of a sudden we see it out in the mainstream? Hmm.
Yeah. Happens a lot. Stop stealing our stuff, people. You know what's not a one hit wonder? The Harry Potter movies.
Yeah. I want to know. I want to know how they made more than one.
Because they're amazing, Nate.
Are they? Are they?
As you guys know, every couple weeks or months, we'll do at least one episode completely unrelated to Utah. Because Nate is on a cinematic journey, my friends. He is far the first time watching all the Harry Potter movies.
Mm-hmm.
Never done it. Seen bits and pieces, but he's never done it all the way through. So that's what we're talking
And
about.
I thought this was a rarity, but I was watching the news, the afternoon news in the background. There's two news anchors who look probably closer to your age. Like they're probably around 30 years old. The
Okay.
news anchors on this afternoon show on, I think it's Channel 4. And the newscaster guy, they were sort of talking, they're all three standing there and they're talking about entertainment and they bring up the Harry Potter come back to theaters. And the two news anchors are both like, never seen them or read the books. And the weatherman, like, he was like, what? Like, he couldn't believe it. I'm like, okay, I'm not the only one who hasn't seen the Harry Potter movies,
But you're almost there.
but
You're
I'm going
you're
to be
halfway
off.
there.
I am halfway, my foot's halfway out the door to join the Harry Potter team, right?
You're not a full
I'm
virgin
losing
anymore.
10 years of no soda and now 20 years of no Harry Potter. And I'm just doing stuff that I normally don't do. It's just a year of doing new things or going back to old ways. I don't know what we're gonna say in that part, but
Who knows?
it's the year
It's
of Nate.
new.
It's the year of Nate
The year
to
of
do.
Nate.
Let's focus on me.
It's gonna be my year.
This is my year because the world's coming to an end. So we got to enjoy it while it lasts.
If the world's coming to an end, at least our world is coming to an end eventually, right?
That's right.
And what better way to finish out the end of the world with Harry Potter? Because it's a great experience. And I think I venture to say you are finally coming around a little bit to understanding the greatness of Harry Potter. To
I'm
a
not
degree,
understand. I'm would say I'm not as bored watching them, and it doesn't take me as many sittings to get through each movie. I think the first Harry Potter took me like 4 tries to get through. And I think, yeah, it goes down like one try. So maybe next time I'll be able to watch it from start to finish. But it does feel like I'm reading a book for a homework assignment, and you get halfway through and you're like, okay, that's good. Like I made a good progress today. So it's not a book that I can't put down or a movie I can't put down. So, but it is getting more keeping my attention better than the other ones did, where I had to ask my wife less questions on what was going on because I didn't
you're
daydream as much.
if someone
I
came
was
into
more
the room and they
focused.
started talking about Harry Potter, you might be able to respond and answer some questions about it.
A little bit, maybe. Yeah. I wouldn't know names. But then again, like I've seen Star Wars a bunch of times and I just know like the very mainstream stuff. So if you start talking different characters' names, I'd be like, or starship names, I wouldn't be able to follow you. But that's just me. So
You don't
Harry
know the
Potter,
you don't know Millennium Falcon.
like that's the mainstream
You don't
stuff.
you don't
I do know
know
that.
the Nimbus 2000.
Mm-mm.
Get it? You see what I did there? That's what you normally do.
What do I normally do?
You'll talk about Harry Potter, but you'll substitute Star Wars. So
Oh,
that's what.
gotcha.
God, come on, keep up,
Yes.
Nate.
I'm sorry. I
See,
thought you
that's how involved you are in Harry Potter. You're forgetting about the
see.
Star Wars jokes.
That's how I don't know Harry Potter. I don't even know what you were talking about. It could have been Star Wars. It could have been Harry Potter. I don't know.
Let's get into the fourth movie. This is just a fun little anecdote from my personal life. The first chapter of any Harry Potter book I read was from the fourth book. It wasn't the first, it was actually the fourth book because my grandma had the books when I was growing up and I borrowed them from her. And for some reason, I had the fourth book. And so I read the first chapter, and that was my introduction to Harry Potter, which is actually the first scene from the fourth movie. So,
Nice.
this movie, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, starts out with Harry having a nightmare in which a muggle caretaker is killed inside of the. I'm going to quiz you. What is the house he's killed in?
Who? What? Start over? What?
All right. Harry has a nightmare and he sees somebody get killed.
Oh, okay.
So it's a conversation between a couple people.
Is it like, I don't know, was it the janitor or grounds
Yeah,
person?
sure. We'll
Okay.
call it the janitor,
Okay.
the
Okay.
caretaker
The
is what
caretaker.
he's called.
Yeah, yeah.
He dies. Do you know where he dies? What house he's in?
No idea.
All right, you'll get there eventually. So he's killed in the Riddle House, which is, as you may know from the second movie, Voldemort's real name or original name is Tom Riddle. So he's killed in his childhood home because he's slowly coming back.
Yes.
So he has that nightmare. Peter Pettigrew's in it, who we learned about in the third movie. Following morning, Harry attends the famous sporting event. What is it, Nate?
The World Cup.
The Soccer World Cup?
Hmm.
Okay.
The equivalent.
Just called. What's the
Hold
sport
on.
they play?
The Quidditch. Quidditch?
Yeah, look at you. Quidditch.
Quidditch
God,
Cup.
growing up right before my eyes.
That one, that's mainstream though. They have Quidditch leagues and stuff.
So the Quidditch World Cup. Anything that stuck out to the Quidditch World Cup scenes?
I don't remember,
Nothing
if anything.
that captivated you.
It just reminded them going to like some big soccer match in worldwide. But I don't remember, does anything significant happen during that match?
One of the cool things, one of my favorite things about the Magic World was they have the little tent. When you go inside, it turns into like a
Oh yeah. Yeah.
big cool thing, right?
Right.
But they go to the Quidditch World Cup. They see the Bulgarians play against the Irish, I believe. And we're introduced to Victor Crumb. And after the match, there's some crazy things happening, and they're like, "Oh, they're just celebrating a little too hard," but it's actually what are the bad guys called, Nate?
I don't know. I was gonna ask you.
Death Eaters.
Death Eaters, yes.
Death Eaters are Voldemort's followers, and they
And they were,
create a sign in the sky called the Dark Mark, which is
right.
like a skull with a snake in it, which I think a lot of people have as a
But
tattoo.
they go to the Ewok camp to let people know that Voldemort's on his way back, right?
Uh, they don't know that he's back yet. You're getting a little ahead of yourself.
Oh, I thought that was the whole point of them going and attacking
Oh,
the.
it kind of is. It's a signal to the other Death Eaters that hey, we're gathering,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. There's some message, basically. Yeah, like they're sending you a message.
Yeah,
And Harry has to run away, right?
right. So then we they survive and they see I think he sees Malfoy, Lucius Malfoy, the young Malfoy's father at that moment. Or no, maybe he doesn't. Sorry, spoiler. He sees somebody who I think was it the same guy from his dream that he sees? Not important. Let's move to Hogwarts. The school year starts, and Dumbledore announces they will be hosting the
World Championships.
the Tri Wizard Tournament, and they're inviting a couple other magical schools to join them.
Hmm.
The Drumstring Institute from Europe and the Bucks Batons Academy from France. So one's like an all boys school and the other one's an all girls school.
Yeah.
And one student from each school will be selected to participate and will be selected by the
Champions.
Goblet of Fire,
Goblet of Fire.
the title of the movie.
I was gonna say the title of the movie. Yes.
Yes. So anyway, we're introduced to Fleur Delacour, and we've got Victor Crumb, who is the World Cup uh, hero. You don't really see the Quidditch match in the movie. It's a little more extensive in the book, but
Oh,
we
really?
just know that the Bulgarians and Victor Crumb win. Wait, is it I don't remember who wins. See, I can't even remember who wins. That's how inconsequential it is. Somebody wins, and then everybody, from the school that's of the age, I think they have to be like their final year in the school to be included. And each of the three are chosen from the schools, and then Hogwarts, the one from Hogwarts being Cedric Diggory, who is your other favorite franchise, the Twilight franchise.
Well, no, it's part of the same universe because he's really Edward. He's just not Edward yet,
Oh, okay.
right? Or is he Edward? Oh,
That's how he becomes Edward when he dies. He was killed by a vampire. He actually didn't die.
yeah.
So Cedric and Floor and Victor are chosen. But then, dun dun dun, a fourth is chosen. Spits out a fourth name. And whose
I
name
was like, holy crap, who's this gonna be?
you didn't see it coming?
I didn't see it coming at all. No,
Oh,
couldn't predict. You couldn't predict.
you couldn't
And if you
predict it.
predicted it, then you're a freaking liar.
Harry is chosen as the fourth student, even though they're not supposed to be a fourth student, but they have to follow what the cup says.
Oh, but you left out a very key important part though. You had to be 17
Yeah,
to
you have
enter
to
your
be
name.
the like your final year of Hogwarts.
Right. And obviously Harry Potter is not of age, so his name should not have been submitted into the Goblet of Fire. And therefore some people are mad thinking that Harry put his name in there when he wasn't supposed to. He's like, oh, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I don't want to do this. I know the name of the movie's my name, but I don't want to do it.
It's not very logical. Why would you be constrained by this rule? The rule was you had to be 17. Why would they let Harry in it just because his name got spit out?
Yeah, and shouldn't the goblet know that he wouldn't be qualified?
Yeah, you would think. But strange things are afoot
Mm,
at the circle of Goblet of
mm.
Fire.
Yeah, you can't write this crap.
Anyway, so he has to participate in this extremely dangerous, which why they're having this extremely
Competition,
dangerous
right?
competition where people could die in the first place anyway. You remember
Yeah.
the first task?
The dragon?
You must collect an egg from the
Egg.
dragon.
Right.
And there's helpers along the way. I won't get as much
Ooh,
into that.
but I did find out though, because I always wondered when we went to Harry Potter Land, there's that big dragon that breathes fire, and that's where
Uh-huh.
that comes from, right? Maybe?
Uh, no.
Okay. Fart's on you, man.
You're gonna find out eventually, Nate. You
At
get
least I
away.
know dragons have to do something with Harry Potter now. So at
They're
least Harry Potter Land.
dragons.
If I didn't see another movie, I think Harry Potter Land would still make a little bit more sense to me.
You will understand the dragon when we see the final movie, Nate. I'll just say that. Okay.
Oh yeah. Ooh,
Just
cliffhanger.
gonna say that.
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger
And will Edward show up with Jacob?
with Bella, with
Oh,
Jacob.
Jacob.
Um, there are werewolves, I believe.
I
Didn't we
know.
learn about a werewolf in the last movie?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, what's his name? Was it Sirius? Sirius? Is he a werewolf?
No, it's Lupin.
Lupin.
You're coming along. I'm really impressed. I gotta say, everyone's really impressed. Everybody give Nate a hand. You can't hear our clapping because we have our noise suppression off. So, okay, he has to do the dragon along the way. Hagrid's helped him, kind of showed him what dragon he'd be fighting and everything. People are giving him tips to help him get there. One of the tips is also coming from the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher because, we always have to have a new dark arts teacher because they always, you know, lose their job after one year. Professor Moody, the guy with the eye, right? The wandering eye. He helps out Harry and tells him how he can find out what dragon he was going to be fighting or whatever. And we've got some, shenanigans between the lovers, the love triangle of Ron, Harry, and Hermione. And we've got the Yule Ball, the Christmas Eve Yule Ball, and
Yeah,
Harry.
so anyways, keep
Go ahead.
going.
No,
I
please.
just find it interesting that every school year is completely different than the year before, which is interesting. but
But
they always try to explain it like, okay, now we have a dance.
well, it's a tradition of the Triwizard Tournament.
Oh, I know, but it just seems weird that every school year has been completely different the year
But
before.
here's the thing: you have to remember things are in the book and not in the movie.
That's
So
true.
you're
Okay,
missing out on some of it.
fair enough. But I don't read.
But I know you don't read.
Okay,
So Harry and Ron, neither of them end up taking Hermione because, that'd be weird. They end up taking two random sisters, and Hermione goes with Victor Crumb.
but hold on. You left out a very important part.
Which part?
That Ron does ask Hermione, is that you say her name?
Yes.
In a kind of casual way. And
Mm.
she's like, screw you, dude. Like you waited too long and I'm already going with John Cena to the ball. So screw you. And he's like, what? Because he just assumed like she was his safety net,
Backup.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, safety blanket or whatever you want to call it.
And like who would ask her, She's
Right,
just
exactly.
Hermione.
She's like hideous.
It's funny as we watch them grow up, they're learning about feelings for the opposite sex and
But
they're
I'm
just
assuming it's a
kids.
classical story. I'm gonna foreshadow here saying that Ron always treats her like crap, and then she just wants him because he treats her like crap.
So you're making a prediction what's gonna happen in the end.
Huh?
Who's gonna end up with who in the end of it all?
Harry Potter's gonna find out that Princess Leia is his sister, and then Han Solo will end up marrying Princess Leia, but then they'll end up getting divorced and having a wicked child together, and that child will grow up and try to kill Harry Potter.
Okay.
Am I on the
Is
right
that your
track?
final answer?
We're locking it in.
So you're saying Harry finds out that Hermione's his sister?
Yeah.
Okay. And Ron and Hermione will get married, but then get divorced.
And
What
have a
about Harry?
son.
Who's Harry gonna marry?
Harry's gonna marry the the witch from Wicked.
You have any
Um,
guesses? Any legit guesses?
have we met his wife
We
yet?
have.
We have. Is it the girl he took to the dance? Or he wanted to take
I'm
to the dance?
asking you if
It's the girl he wanted to originally take to the dance.
is that who's gonna marry?
Yeah,
Okay. Locking it in?
locking it in.
Okay, sounds good.
I don't know. Is there any other choices?
There's other choices, but you locked it in, so you can't go back now. All right. So anytime, Nate, feel free to interrupt me with your insights. They're very, very welcome here.
Very valuable.
Very valuable, especially when you're telling me I missed out on something. I'm very impressed.
Yes. That's
Nate's
kind
a
of
Harry
a
Potter fan. Moving on, they have the bath, not the bath. They have
ooh, the
the
bath is important,
the
right?
bath is important. Yes, I'm reading ahead a little bit. They have the ball, but then finds out that he needs to go into the bath to take the egg that he rescued from the
Oh, because
dragon.
when you open the egg, it like screams at you, right?
Yep.
So you don't know what the secret is or whatever, the hint.
But somebody told him, Cedric, kind of
No,
becomes
Edward did.
Edward tells Harry, hey, maybe go take a bath with the egg. He's like, that's weird, bro. So he goes in the bath and finds out what's the clue?
I don't know, but question is, why did Edward bet the egg in the first place? That's kind of weird. How did he find that out?
There's people along the way providing
Okay.
clues.
Anyway,
It
so what was your question
happens.
again? What was your question
What's
again?
the clue? When he put it under the water, what did he find
Oh,
out?
I can't remember. I just remember the creepy ghost.
Oh, it's that creepy.
Oh, is it a way that he can breathe underwater?
Well, yeah, because they're going to be fighting mermaids, basically.
Oh, and mermaids are bad.
Mermaids are bad in the Harry Potter universe.
Yes.
Yes, so they're mean at least.
Ariel, because ever since Ariel left for the dry land, they've been pretty upset that they didn't get to go too.
Yes. So there, he needs to find a way to breathe underwater, as you said. He ends up eating that really gross thing, and yeah, that's how he does it. And of course, in typical Harry Potter fashion, he sees other people in there,
In
such as his
distress.
friend Hermione. She's stuck in there, but then Crumb comes and he's a shark and he saves her. but he ends up saving,
Flora's sister.
yeah, her sister. Yeah, the cute French girl. He saves her little sister, and doesn't he save someone else?
Yeah, there's two of
He
them, but who's
saves
the other?
Cho, the girl he's got his eye on, who's Cedric's girl, right?
Okay,
So
sure.
it's Edward's love interest and Harry. They both share the same love interest, which is a bit of a conundrum, but they're still being friends to each other, right?
Right.
So that happens, and then
And so he loses because he was the last one.
but they give him extra points because he was so heroic and saved other people.
Yeah. So that would
That's
have sucked if isn't it supposed the champions are supposed to be the one who could die, but then you die because you're a spectator?
I don't think you die. Like it doesn't mean certain death. It's just, you want to win.
Well, I know, but didn't they say like if you participate in this contest, death is a possibility?
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely a
That's what
possibility.
I'm saying. Like the champions, if Harry would have gone up and not saved those other two that were just spectators, the sister and the other guy
They
or
could have
whatever
died.
girl, they would have died, and they were just spectators.
It's true.
That's a rip off
That's the world of Harry Potter for you.
because your champions suck.
Yeah. Oh, and
Anyways,
he saves Ron. Ron is his
so
friend.
he saves three people, right?
Yeah,
The one
Ron,
he's supposed to, and then two others.
Ron, the French girl, and no, I think he only ends up saving Ron and then the French girl. Cedric actually comes in first, rescues Cho, and then
Okay,
Victor, and then he rescues the other
that
two.
might be correct.
So later on, why is he in the Forbidden Forest? He finds someone dead in the Forbidden Forest, which is the son of the. No, he finds Barty Crouch Sr., who's a Minister of Magic official. And we learn about the pensive. That's a cool thing too about the Wizarding World. A pensive, being able to watch your memories and stuff again. Do you remember that part?
Oh, I don't remember.
So he in Dumbledore's office, he finds this, and then he sees um figures out that Drumstring, the leader of the other school, is maybe a Death Eater, or was at one point a Death Eater. So he finds that out. And he also says that Severus Snape, Snape is a bad guy. Spoiler, didn't see that one coming.
Hmm.
That leads to some more speculation. There's even a part, I don't know if it's at this point or earlier on, but he sees the leader of Drumstring and Snape talking to each other, and he shows him his tattoo of the Dark Mark. He's like, "Look, they're calling us." And Harry's like, "I knew it. Snape's a bad guy." But for the third and final task, they need to do what exactly?
A maze,
A maze. They have to go through
the Maze Runner
the
movie.
maze, and whoever reaches the Triwizard Cup is the winner.
Yes.
So they kind of fight through that. And there's one point where Harry and Cedric they reach the end and they're both basically in position to win it. But
Well,
Harry
yeah. Well, Harry saved
he
Edward,
saves Edward.
and so Edward's like,
Let's do it
"You
together.
take it." No, didn't he say, "You've got it because you saved me"? And then Harry's like, "No,
Together.
we would go save Belle. What's her name?
Bella.
Bella together."
They decide to do it together. So they grab it at the same time. But guess what? It ends up being
Time warp,
a port key.
port key.
I appreciate the attempts, no matter if they're wrong or right. A port key, which we learned about earlier on in the movie, because the port key was how they got to the Quidditch World Cup, right? It was like a boot or something.
Good point. Yes.
So they end up in this weird place, and it is the same graveyard from Harry's dream. And he sees Peter Pettigrew, who comes and immediately does what?
Gives him a high five.
A high five with a killing curse in the face of Edward, and he just straight up kills Edward. So
Mm.
obviously there's
And then
something else
that's
going on.
yeah, and then is that when he transformed into a vampire?
That's when he becomes a vampire.
His
Yep.
dad turns him into a vampire because his dad's all sad. He's dead.
Right, right. So he's dead, and then Harry realizes there's something else going on here. They take Harry's blood, and
Oh
Peter
yeah.
Pettigrew cuts off his hand, throws it in the the
The
cauldron,
potion.
the potion, and then they throw in the little weird body thing, which is Voldemort, and he is resurrected and summons all the Death Eaters, and then he tries to kill Harry, who deflects it, runs to Cedric's body and the port key, and they return back to Hogwarts. Everybody's cheering, excited because they're like, "Oh, we have our winner!" But they quickly realize Cedric's dead, and Harry screams, "He's back!"
Yeah.
and and he's back. Voldemort is finally back, and nobody believes him. But that's at which point somehow they get Mad Eye Moody gets Harry away and takes him into his office, where we find out it's not Mad Eye Moody. It was somebody drinking some Polyjuice potion, and it is actually Barty Crouch Jr., the guy from
The trial thingy. And they have like
the
judges saying,
trial.
"You're going to jail,
Yeah,
pal.
you're going to
Just
Azkaban,
straight to jail.
straight to jail.
Believe it or not, straight to jail.
You kill another wizard, believe it or not, straight to jail,
Straight to jail.
straight to Azkaban.
That's good one.
So yeah, and so the real Mad Eye Moody is kept in a magic trunk. He's like in this trunk, and it's like this big hole prison that he's in, and things are just kind of sad because I mean, on one hand, Harry's happy that Cho is now all his because Cedric's dead, but you know, at
Yeah.
what cost?
We only get one movie with Edward. That's pretty sad.
I don't know. This was his start though. This is what put him on the scene.
It's probably because he needed to go film the Twilight movies and they had to figure a way to accommodate.
But so let's look at. I mean, Daniel Radcliffe. He's been in quite a few movies, but he's always kind of like you always kind of look at him and it's like that's Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's his persona. That's who
But
he's going to be
Edward,
for this.
he's done this. He's done Twilight. He's done
He's now
Batman.
Batman,
He's in
but
some
no,
pretty big. He's a pretty big deal. He's been in some
true,
pretty big franchises.
true. And I know he was in Harry Potter before he did Twilight, right? So, but Twilight really is,
That's his
I think
shoehorn.
until he did Batman. Actually, no, it was what's his name's movie? Oh, the guy who did the original Batmans. I mean, the good Batmans.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, when he did Christopher Nolan's movie, that was kind of like his first non big role for him.
Which
Twilight,
movie's
right?
that?
Wasn't it one of Christopher Nolan? Did
Tenet.
he? Tenet, right?
Okay, so he's in that one. He's in The Lighthouse. He's in, of course, all the Twilight movies. Remember Me, like a
Remember
love
me.
story movie.
But I think like blockbuster wise, Tenet was the first one that people finally like, okay, he's not Edward anymore.
It's
And
fair.
now Batman.
He's a pretty good Batman. I like that Batman movie, but
It wasn't bad. It's
he,
not Christopher Nolan stuff, but it's still good.
yeah, but yeah, he's dead. We're not going to see him anymore in Harry Potter.
Um,
At the end of Term Feast, Dumbledore announces that Cedric was murdered by Voldemort. Although the Ministry of Magic denies these claims, Harry informs Dumbledore of his encounter with Voldemort, and Dumbledore describes it as a priori incantatum.
mhm.
What is that?
No idea.
A reverse spell effect. The three schools bid farewell to one another, with Harry, Ron, and Hermione agreeing that everything is going to change, and change it will. I think I've told you this. It's the fourth movie that really changes things, really sets the story in motion, and things take a dark turn from here.
Gives the movie franchise a 180 turn and you're going the other direction, right?
Yeah, it's not just happy little spells, witches and wizards, play fighting anymore. It's real stuff. People are dying,
This is
things
where
are
your
dire.
training hits the road and you got to see what you're made of.
Yeah.
It's taken
So,
4 years of training.
what are your thoughts? How did you feel about this movie? You said that you finally feel like it's not I have to watch it in six different segments. You watch it in two.
Hmm.
What did you think of this one? Was it much better than the previous three?
I think so. I think it's getting better. It's still cheesy. It's still corny. It's still predictable. It's still what it is. So I'm
Too
hoping
nerdy for
maybe,
you?
yeah, we've got 4 more movies to really start cooking. Yeah, we'll just see. We'll keep going. And the plan is I watch the next 3 movies, right? And then we're gonna go to the theater, like we just mentioned, and we'll watch it on the big screen. And maybe that will be like mind blowing.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, watching it in the theater, that's a little more fun, a little more
Yeah, I'm
intense.
excited. I want to say
Your
either
heart might start pounding to be like, oh, it's here.
Cinemark and or
When?
Megaplex. I know Cinemark's the one that's kind of advertising it, but I'm pretty sure Megaplex has it going on too. But I think Megaplex, it's only, and maybe Cinemark's the same way, but it's only gonna be like $5 a movie. So that's not horrible for a ticket to a movie.
Not bad at all. We're gonna have to find it. And if it comes down to it, we can't find it, we can at least have a party and put it on the big screen at
No,
home.
it's here. It's in Cinemark and it's a Megaplex. I've already seen it locally. I was hoping it'd be at Regal because that's my home theater, but as far as I can tell, they're not participating, which I know they've shown it in the past, so I don't know why they're missing this opportunity.
So now we just need to figure out when we're gonna go see it. Oh yeah, look, it's already you're gonna have to figure out when we can go, Nate.
We'll figure it out. My daughter would want to go too, so we'll make it an event,
Sounds good to me.
and we'll go get some butterbeer after and eat some frogs and have some pumpkin juice.
I really want some of that pumpkin juice. Well, until next time, again, it's a break from the normal, but we had to make the exception because it's Nate's first time
Because I
watching Harry
believe,
Potter.
didn't we already talk about this? But Utah has the largest fan base of Harry Potter.
I think we've mentioned that. Yeah.
Okay, so that's how we're tying this into
We're
Utah.
pandering to our
We're
consumers.
doing the 5 steps to Kevin Bacon way
Can we
into
do
this
how
being.
we can get from Harry Potter to Kevin Bacon?
No, I'm just saying we're doing that strategy of making it related to Utah
Yeah,
to justify. It's our justification.
there always is
But
justification.
like we said, this is the year of Nate. I'm doing stuff that I have done in the past and haven't done.
So for the year of Nate, you've always wanted to get involved in this franchise, and so you've decided to
I
do that.
just want to participate in the conversations, even though it was kind of fun to be a virgin of the series. I think I told this before too. When I did jury duty, they said name a fun fact about yourself, and I said I've never seen the Harry Potter movies, and I think I was the only juror that got a gasp from like the audience or the other jurors, like what?
Everybody's like, "Oh, I killed a man." Oh, okay. You probably shouldn't be in the jury. I haven't seen Harry Potter. What? You monster!
You sinner. So, but here we are. I'm not a virgin anymore. I've seen 4 of them. I'm halfway through. I'm almost got my black belt in Harry Potter.
You're almost there.
And then we'll work on some more movies that you need to watch that you've never seen.
Yeah, we probably should because there's a lot of them. But thank you everybody for allowing us to make these exceptions and joining on this cinematic exploration with
And
Nate.
I need to know. I need to know there's somebody out there, especially listening to this podcast, that isn't feeling the Harry Potter magic. They never, you know what I mean? I
No,
want to know that I'm
I want to hear people say you're crazy.
all right. Are you on Team Nate? Or are you on Team Brandon? Are you Team Edward? Are you Team? Jacob.
Yes. Which
I don't
one's
know which.
which?
I don't know. I'm gonna say I'm gonna give you. You can be Edward
All right.
because I think team. I was on Team Jacob. I think he should have won.
Have you seen those movies?
Yes, I have. I have a wife.
So, your wife also likes Harry Potter.
This is
It's
true,
crazy that
but
you've seen Twilight, but you've never seen Harry Potter. That's
yes,
that's a big
because I
reveal.
think my wife was more into the Twilight, wanted to see those when they came out. And I think I told you
Mm.
too, when we used to do the previews for Harry Potter, I would drop my wife off and say, I can't do this, or I'd have an excuse like I need to go do some work because they were in the middle of the day most of the time. So she would stay and watch the movie, and I did go. We got tickets to one of the premieres of Harry Potter's. I don't remember which movie it was. So we did go to that, and I fell asleep for most of it. So I have sat through Harry Potter before. I kind of, in a way,
Yeah.
but the same way I sit through my kids' movies. I go to the movies, I just don't watch them because I fall asleep, and they always make fun of me. Even I did the other day. We went to Inside Out 2, and I stayed awake for the whole movie. I was very proud of myself, and I still have yet to see Inside Out 1 because I fell asleep during that one as well.
Inside Out too. You like the movie?
I thought it was good. I thought it was decent.
Hmm. Good.
I mean, you didn't have to see the first one to kind of know. And like I said, the pop culture stuff, the movie without ever seeing it.
Yeah.
Kind of like Harry Potter. You've seen the movies without seeing them.
But you don't know where
Everybody
that
talks like,
dragon comes from, so there's still some.
well, isn't that the dragon? Okay, fair enough. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
But it does
Thanks.
make me watching Harry Potter movies. I do want to go back to Universal. That was a fun.
That's what we
Those
should
rides,
do. We're all excited to see the last movie, but maybe we should just go to
Harry Potter
Universal
Land.
to celebrate.
Yeah, the Florida one or the California one.
I don't care either one.
Fair enough.
Thanks for listening to This Is a Place podcast.
And this was a movie we just talked about.